Number 5, Georgia against Florida in Jacksonville, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. The storyline to know for this game is the post-Billy Napier era at Florida is officially underway this week against their arch-rival Georgia. And like I said, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, which I think, Dalton, I think it's the best name for a rivalry.
Is it still going to apply? Isn't it? This is the
last.
It's
leaving in Jacksonville. It's going to Atlanta, I think
it's right. So does that still count then? I mean, I guess the party will still be outside, but now if it's the game's going into the Dome in Atlanta, does that still count?
Yeah, we should keep the name.
All right.
Still a great name.
Yeah, it is.
But Florida, ironically, after winning against Mississippi State a couple weeks ago, they still fired Billy Napier the very next day after that. He had a 22-23 record over his 4 years there. Very understandable firing, I would say, by Florida. The wide receivers coach, Billy Gonzalez, now takes over as the interim coach for the Gators' final 5 games of the year. And that starts this weekend against arch-rival Georgia. A win for Florida would deliver some much needed hope for that program right now. And also, and I know Florida fans will love this, simultaneously deliver a major blow to Georgia's hopes of making it to the SEC title game and also making it back to the college football playoff this year too.
Well, we know Florida is talented enough to win these games. It's just a matter of execution and big moments they've had.
They almost won last year too against Georgia.
Right, yeah. I mean, that
Flagler didn't get hurt.
That game was tied with about 5 minutes left anyway, with the quarterback situation being what it was. We know Florida's talented enough. It's not a question of their talent. It's a matter of the execution in big moments. And honestly, to me, just coming out at the beginning of these games with a better game plan, right? I think that was the key for them in the Texas win, was they came out in the first half with such an awesome game plan to get ahead in that game. So still some improvements they need to make, but Georgia, it's the rivalry anyway, but you already know they're watching this Florida tape going, this team is much more dangerous than their record. And they just need to execute in big moments if they're going to win it.
So obviously last year, like I mentioned before, Florida was winning against Georgia. DJ Lagway got hurt and had to leave the game, and then Florida's offense kind of fell apart after that, Dalton. You have the Florida offense right now with hopefully a fully healthy DJ Lagway in this one. What should we know for them when they have the ball?
Well, you might get the wide receivers coach taking over the team, but this Florida team wins when they run the football with Jaden Baugh. They are 3-0. When he runs for at least 100 yards, which also means they are 0-4 when he doesn't, right? I mean, so that's what you're looking at. To me, with DJ Lagway and the more inconsistent, the struggles with him throwing the deep ball this year, because that was bound to always be possibly a regression to the mean. He was a top 5 deep passer in the country last year. This year, it's really kind of sagged on the production there, and he hasn't figured out his footwork of getting his underneath accuracy going yet. So, look, they've got great receivers. They've got great potential in the passing game, but Jaden Baugh needs to be the guy. 611 rushing yards this year, 40 missed tackles forced, and 21 explosive runs. Those are both top 10 marks in the country. Their offense, to me, starts with Jaden Baugh and works from there. I think you go back and watch the Texas tape. That's the blueprint. You get Baugh going, you get Lagway going in the play action, the bootleg game to cut the field in half and get him to see just one side of the field and reading things a little bit easier as opposed to those full field reads. You don't want Lagway dropping back and just throwing the football into this secondary with Dalen Everett, with KJ Bolden and these guys. But even running the football is not going to be easy. Georgia, as we know, their run defense is one of the constants. They've got great run defenders at all 3 levels. You are going to see some big-time collisions between Jaden Baugh and Georgia's middle linebackers, C.J. Allen. And Georgia has missed the fewest tackles in the country this year. But I think Florida, they don't need to come out and just try to sling it and hit home runs early in this game. Start your offense on the foundation with Jaden Baugh and work from there. That's when their offense look the best this year.
Yeah, I'm looking at, for Georgia's offense, can Florida consistently pressure Gunnar Stockton in this game? Gunnar Stockton has been supremely accurate this year, especially from a clean pocket. 84.5% adjusted completion rate this season. When kept clean, that's tied for 5th in the country. 88.1 PFF grade when kept clean is a far better mark than his one under pressure. He's a 52 grade under pressure this year. Georgia has done a really good job of protecting Gunnar Stockton this season as well. 31st in pressure rate allowed this season and 33rd in team pass blocking grade this year. And Florida has really struggled to get after opposing quarterbacks. Right now, the Gators are only 106th in America in team pass rush grade, and they're 94th in the country with about a 30% pressure rate this year. A major reason for their struggles could be that star defensive tackle Caleb Banks, who many people think could be a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. He's only played in one game this year due to an injury on his foot that required surgery. He probably won't be playing in this game either against Georgia. So if Florida can't consistently pressure Gunnar Stockton in this one against a really good offensive line, their chances of getting an upset over Georgia, I would say, are very, very slim.
Yeah, I think a couple of things here. They have to stop the run as well, and their defensive line has generally done a very good job of that, even if they haven't really gotten to the passer very much. The other thing, too, is I think on early downs, and Mike Bobo does a great job of protecting Gunnar Stockton, too. Now, there are moments this year where he's had to throw the football downfield, but still a very low average depth of target for him, and he's thrown the 12th most screen passes in college football this season. Georgia makes a lot happen after the catch, and if Florida can make open field tackles and that defensive line can somewhat control Nate Frazier in that run game, you could find them in a defensive slugfest here. But you're right, in those obvious passing situations, you feel better about Gunnar Stockton and his ability to be back there in clean pockets, in part because Florida's pass rush has struggled so much this year, and they've struggled to find just consistent traction up there. Maybe they'll blitz more under the changes in the coaching staff, get a little more aggressive, but their front four has not been able to get home. If you don't do that against Stockton, you give them too much time to make plays.
So ultimately, Dalton, who will win the world's largest outdoor cocktail party between Georgia and Florida?
I think we're going to see moments where both of these defenses have their victories on their side of the ball. I think it's going to be pretty hard fought, especially early in the game. But that lack of Florida pass rush, and we'll just see how they're feeling. Now, we've seen a lot of other teams, too, though, come out first week after firing the coach and come out firing, right? UCLA, UAB, we've seen there's been a few others where, I guess it's this thing, this new thing my brother calls the dead cat bounce.
Yeah, which Virginia Tech did it too.
Virginia Tech did it too.
Still waiting on Penn State to do it, but yeah.
I've never heard of that term before, but that's it. So maybe Florida comes out energized, and look, they're always energized in this rivalry, but Georgia's the better team. I trust especially their defense more at all three levels in run defense. I trust that they will have enough to prevent Jaden Ball from going crazy on them and make DJ Lagway beat them with his arm, with the lack of accuracy he has. Georgia 27, Florida 20.
I have 30-21 Georgia beating Florida in this one. I think Gunnar Stockton will perform well with plenty of clean pockets to work from this week too. And I do think the Gators will lose the world's largest outdoor cocktail party in Billy Gonzalez's first game as interim head coach. I don't think the Florida run game with Jaden Ball will be that great in this one against what's been an elite Georgia run defense this year. If you got to rely on DJ Lagway to win you this game too, I don't know if he could do it. So I do feel comfortable picking Georgia by 9 points in this one, covering that spread, 30-21 over Florida. All right.